I love for this to feel interactive. And so if you have questions or you want to chime in, I do want to hear from you. Like I will answer your questions during the actual presentation. Okay. And then at the very end, I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can participate alongside Evan, myself, and our oil team on implementing some of these metabolic reset strategies that we're going to talk about. So if you don't mind, just everybody take a moment to just click the mute button on their screen. That way the recording is available to everybody as where they're not hearing everyone talk in the background. Okay. All right. So here we go. You guys, the idea of metabolic health has really gained a lot of momentum in the past, I'd say 5 years. And well, it's always been a part of the field of functional medicine. Metabolism is a really important part of how we actually create energy, which fuels every single function that your body does on a daily basis. When our energy capacity starts to diminish, that's when the aging process really picks up and gets going. Over the past 5 years in the field of functional medicine, I know it's been building over the past 100 years technically, but over the past 5 years, there's been a lot of talk and information on just how important the metabolic system is when it comes to chronic disease and healthy aging. So whether you're somebody that wants to be proactive about your health, or somebody who's dealing with just a few symptoms, or somebody that's dealing with something larger that's just feels insurmountable at this point, as sometimes health challenges can feel, this information that we're talking about today is going to be relevant for you. And so the tips that we're talking about are meant to help you feel like you know the steps that you can take in an effort to get your body to have a true metabolic makeover from the ground up. That's really what we're going to be talking about. Now, people ask me like, well, how can I really impact my metabolism? Well, there's a couple of different things. Now, know this, your metabolism, when we refer to that word metabolism, what we're referring to is how your body creates energy. Now, a lot of people think when I say energy, they think like, am I waking up feeling, vibrant in the morning? Or do I feel like I have energy in the afternoon? I don't want to take a nap. Sure, that's one element of energy, but there's a lot of energy components in your body that you may not feel. So when I'm referring to cellular energy, what I'm referring to is the fuel, the gasoline that every cell in your body needs to carry out its particular function. Okay, you can see why it would make sense. If you don't have healthy fuel, maybe you don't have enough, or maybe the fuel that you are burning is causing a lot of exhaust inside of your car. Maybe the fuel inside of your cells is causing a lot of exhaust and it's not properly getting released into the outside of the cell, into the rest of the body. Well, then you can imagine you would start to feel sluggish. You would start to feel sick. And so the ways that you can physically impact your, the ways that you can physically impact your metabolism is by affecting these elements here. Okay. Now, I skipped a slide. Know this before we get into the ways that you can hack your metabolism. Your energy is all coming from inside of your cell, inside this little organelle called the mitochondria. If you've heard of the word mitochondria and it's bringing back memories from high school biology, put a 1 in the comment section. I want to know, I'm not alone in this word, right? Mitochondria, we used to call it the powerhouse of the cell. Because it's your mitochondria. Good, you guys are remembering that word. It's not the first time you're hearing it. Mitochondria is what produces energy, or ATP. Okay, so the big hack of staying healthy, living longer, healthier, longer, is really how can I keep my mitochondria healthy? The biggest hack in the world of anti-aging medicine is how can we trick the mitochondria into never slowing down? And the hack is here. This is not a mystery. You don't have to wait for science to figure it out. Science has been studying this for the past, the field of anti-aging medicine has made this a topic of focus over the past 20, 25 years. And Dr. David Sinclair wrote a really great book. It's called, what's that book called? Of course, I forget now.
I'll figure it out.
My husband's going to look it up. I actually bought it and I read it and I can't think of the name, but this is a summary of a lot of what he's talking about when it comes to like a DIY approach. Now, this guy's a PhD researcher. He owns a biotech company. A lot of what he talks about and is creating is on this other level beyond what we can affect in our day-to-day basis. But if you look at even those billion-dollar research ideas, a lot of that can be affected by lifestyle action items, which are listed right here, you guys. So the book,
Lifespan.
Yeah, the book is called Lifespan. If you're interested, Lifespan, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. It's a really interesting book if you want to dig into the details of what I'm talking about today. So here are some ways that you can healthfully impact your metabolism all by yourself without the help of biotech or thousands of dollars of modalities in your home. Number one, focus on nutrition, blood sugar, and inflammation. Number two, optimize your drainage pathways and detox the junk out of your body that doesn't belong. Number three, support healthy cells and healthy genetic expression. We're going to talk about that today and how you can do that. Number four, stress, sleep, and hormone balance. We know when we don't sleep enough, when we have too much stress, and we have unmitigated hormonal imbalance and things that are not getting returned to balance, that can also accelerate aging and dis-ease or imbalance in the body. And number five, if we can optimize the immune system function. Now, today, we're not going to get into all five of these pillars. And quite frankly, it's not necessary, because just if we're talking DIY, like that's the whole feel, like the whole intention of this webinar is giving you the step-by-step process that you can start to take on your own without a doctor, without a natural doctor, a conventional doctor, all by yourself. And we're going to share with you the tools that you can take to affect these I think, first two things that can make the biggest impact on your mitochondria. The rest, drainage and detox, sleep, stress, and hormone balance, immune optimization, you might need to have somebody run labs alongside of you with some additional support beyond just what you could do on your own. So today, that's what this is all about, because this is step 1 and 2. This is going to make the biggest difference. Step 1 and step 2 has a direct impact on how well you'll detox and drain your toxins, on how well you'll be able to manage stress and balance your hormones, on how well your immune system is going to be able to function. So let's start by checking in with ourselves. Okay, so if you're wondering, how is your metabolic health? You might be thinking, oh, it's great. I don't know. How are you feeling? I mean, you don't have to type it. You don't have to. Wendy, I can put the comments. It's lifespan. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. I got it. So if you're wondering, how is your metabolic health? I actually thought my metabolic health was great. And I might be in one of the minority here, but I found out that only 6.8% of adults have optimal metabolic health. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a small percentage. Maybe I don't have optimal cardiometabolic health. I do fall into that category, but I am very proactive about this kind of stuff. And I've done a lot to support those first two categories, including the detox and the drainage and the hormonal balancing and things like that. And if you're somebody that maybe is feeling like, oh, I might not be feeling totally tip-top shape, you might be falling into the 93% category, where maybe you could do a little bit of optimizing. Maybe you're just a little bit shy of that 7% who does have optimal cardiometabolic health. And maybe you just need to do a few things to get into that green zone. Maybe you're somebody that needs to do a lot of things. Wherever you're at, the first couple of steps that you need to take to get into the green zone, to fall into the small category of 6.8%, we're going to cover today.
I sent you the link for the book.
Thank you. All right. So metabolic health and biological age are inseparable. If you're somebody that is here because you want to learn about how can you stay younger longer. I wasn't allowed to use the word anti-aging in my convention talk, but I'm going to say it here because that is literally the name of the field of medicine dedicated to this, anti-aging medicine. There's like tons of continuing education events and seminars and symposiums that go on every year in the field of anti-aging medicine. This is an actual leg of medicine that is developing. And I think it's really important because so many people fall into this category where they need support in the field of anti-aging medicine. And they're the people who don't feel well, but can't get any type of red zone diagnosis. So maybe you just know you're not feeling 100%. Well, some of the stuff that we're talking about to support your metabolism, that's key. Nutrition, blood sugar, inflammation, and then supporting a healthy genetic expression. When it comes to the conventional world, they love to focus on lifespan, right? Doesn't it seem like that? I'm sure your grandparents may have lived till they were in their 90s. I know that mine did. But the last few years of both of their life, or all four of them, were not ideal. they weren't experiencing feelings of health, not even a little bit. Most of it was just really, really sick and not feeling well. But what if we could mitigate that? Everyone has to die at some time. I don't want to be on the planet the rest of my life. I know there's an eternal world I'd rather be in, quite frankly, but I don't really want to live my life suffering either, and if I can do something to be proactive around feeling better for as many years as I meant to be here on the planet, what I would be doing is I would be improving my health span. So what if we could equate your lifespan with your health span? I know I want to make that gap as minimal as possible. And affecting your metabolic health is a way that you can do that. So I want to ask you, what would it feel like to live your life to the fullest with vibrance, like feeling good? What does that mean for you today? So just take a minute, and before we get into the meat of the presentation, I want you to set an intention of how you want this to apply in your life. I'm going to lay out a roadmap of action items for you, but how do you want this to actually manifest physically in your life? Do you want to wake up with more energy? Do you want to have less pain? Do you want to stop having to take naps at 2:00 in the afternoon? Do you want to stop having monthly headaches with your periods? What does this actually look like for you? Do you want to be able to run around with your grandkids or not get tired every time it's dinner when you're cooking dinner for your children? So set that intention, and then let's talk about what we can do to make that happen. So doTERRA just recently released a new system of products. It's called Metapower. So Metapower stands for Meta, means metabolic health, and power stands for personalized wellness realized. So these products that doTERRA has rolled out, and you can actually see them pictured here, along with a product line I don't think we should ever forget, Lifelong Vitality. When you combine these products with a healthy lifestyle and healthy eating, I'm going to share with you guys some nutritional hacks at the end as well, in terms of what to eat. You are really unlocking your potential for personal wellness and optimal aging, recovery, and healing. So in terms of how the Metapower system affects mitochondrial health, we're going to get into that right now. So the Metapower system, and we'll get into specifics in just a minute, but the Metapower system is affecting the pillars that I've shown here directly: nutrition, blood sugar. Oh, please make sure you keep yourself muted if you don't mind. So nutrition, blood sugar, inflammation. The products that you saw listed there in the previous slide also are going to affect cell health and genetic expression. So if we can affect these two pillars, we are giving you a 1-up. We're giving your body the tools it needs to really function like a well-oiled engine. Okay. So let's talk about blood sugar. We're going to crack that one first. Okay. So how to optimize blood sugar. It seems really hard for a lot of people because there's so many diabetics, people who suffer from hyperglycemia or full-on clinical diabetes. But there are things that you can do to optimize your blood sugar levels. Number one, focus on healthy eating. I'm going to just share with you guys quickly some nutritional hacks. Number one, get rid of the processed foods. Your blood sugar is responding to the things that are in your food, not just glucose, but when you're eating foods that have like toxins, like genetically modified organisms, pesticides, herbicides, chemical preservatives that keep your food like not rotting for a year, like that's not normal. If you have that stuff in your food, your blood sugar doesn't raise directly because of that, but your inflammation levels do. Your body has an inflammatory response, like a literal immune response in the gut to those foreign foods, those foreign chemicals in the food. And as a result, your blood sugar then elevates. So even if you're eating like a sugar-free product, you can have an inflammatory response and have an inappropriate effect on your blood sugar later on during the day. So it just makes sense to eat real foods. Try to eat as many foods that are going to naturally rot as possible. And so what is included in that umbrella is number one, healthy fats. So get rid of the corn oils, get rid of the seed oils, and stick with your healthy oils like avocado oil. Olive oil, try not to cook with olive oil. This is new information I didn't know about a few years ago. Avocado oil is actually better to cook with. Olive oil is better left cold pressed. So you can put that like on top of your food and then cook with your avocado oil. Cook with ghee, cook with real grass-fed butter. These are considered healthy fats. Eat fatty fish, have healthy red meat. When I say eat healthy proteins, I mean, try to get as high quality as possible. When you have your red meat, choose grass-fed beef. If you're going to have fish, choose wild. If you're going to have your poultry, choose free range. It's not going to happen all the time. Like if I'm going out to a restaurant and we're eating at like, Ruth Chris and I want a burger. And yes, I'm that girl who doesn't order a steak at a steakhouse. Like I will eat a cheeseburger at a steakhouse. My mother-in-law makes fun of me every time. I will do it. I can guarantee you that's not a grass-fed patty. It's just not. And I'm not going to not order it. But as often as I can, meaning like when I'm shopping for my own stuff, I'm going to purchase that grass-fed instead. And in the end, in the big picture, I will have chosen the more optimal meat. And it does have an impact over time because literally, depending on how that meat is raised, it will change the fatty acid composition and it changes the health of the protein. It really changes the benefits of the meat, whether it's going to be healthy or not. And so it does make a difference. It does add up over time. And then when it comes to carbohydrates, try to minimize as much as you can, minimize your grains and choose to nourish your body with fruits and vegetables as the primary carbohydrates. Okay. And then you can optimize blood sugar with some supplement hacks. Okay. Introducing, seriously, the very coolest blood sugar supplement ever. It's doTERRA's Metapower products that just rolled out. I am going to get to the assist in a minute. We're going to start with the oil, but these two things combined, I was blown away by the science that they have done leading into convention. And they actually shared slides showing the effectiveness of these products on blood sugar and on fat storage. So we're going to start by talking about the blood sugar element. So you can actually hack your blood sugar with the essential oil that doTERRA just rolled out, the Metapower essential oil, as you can see pictured in this image right here. Metapower, for those of you that are longtime doTERRA lovers, we had Slim and Sassy up until this point. They reformulated it and removed some oils, so there's less oils in there. Now it's grapefruit, lemon, cinnamon, ginger, and peppermint. They used to have wild orange in there. I think tangerine was in there at one point. There's a couple other things they've taken out. Now that's all that's in there. And they didn't just reformulate the blend to make it more palatable, because it is. I do like it better. But they went as far as testing the ratios of those oils and combined to see which ratio is going to blunt fat storage as much as possible. And then that's what they bottled for us. They bottled the blend that diminishes fat storage after glucose exposure. And they actually measured it in fat cells. I'm going to show you a slide in just a second. So the benefits of the Metapower blend is that it can help to curb sugar cravings. It can help to support a healthier response of glucose. As the longer glucose stays outside of your cell and floats around your bloodstream, the more damage can be done. And so if we can make the cells respond faster to insulin, which is the escort for glucose, and make your cells respond more optimally to insulin so that it can have an effect and use the glucose, burn it up, then we can help to optimize your blood sugar levels. And that's what the cinnamon and ginger oil do in the Metapower blend. And the Metapower blend is going to work to inhibit fat cell maturation, which we have a very cool image to show you that. The way that you're going to take Metapower is you have all these different options. If you're going to do, oh, by the way, sorry, you have all these different options. Sorry. It comes in a essential oil, which I love, and I really like the taste. Now, if you don't like the taste, you can use it in the soft gel version. They also decided to give us 2 on-the-go versions, which I love, the gum and also the beadlets, okay? Now, the way that you can take this is throughout your day. Like really and truly, the Metapower products, like the blend products, these are all essential oil-based products, okay? You've got the gum, but there's essential oil in there. The soft gel is 100% essential oil in there. The beadlet, all the oil, okay? You can choose how to take this throughout the day. But if you want to really blunt fat storage, you want to take it after your meals, okay? I have been enjoying it throughout the day. Like I have the gum in my purse. I have the beadlets at my desk, and I'm just using it throughout the day to give myself some extra support with my blood sugar. Now, here's the actual slide from the study that they presented on the 3rd blend that they created, which is the one that they actually published and is now released as Metapower. You can see that in this slide. You can see the dark. Can you tell the contrasts here? There's like you can see the blood cell or the fat cells are some of them are light and some of them are dark. The darker the cell is the presence of fat accumulation after a meal. Okay, with glucose release. All right. So what they did is they actually, you can see the slide here, fat accumulation over time. And fat accumulation with different dosages of Metapower. So the Y is the fat accumulation, the up and down measurement, the X I said that right? X is right and left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
X-axis, Y-axis.
yeah, X-axis is the fat accumulation. So you can see with Metapower, with no Metapower, the fat accumulation was, you can see, quite high. With a little bit of the 15 drops or whatever this measurement is for 15 was less. Oh no, that's not right. I don't know what the numbers are reflecting. Okay, I guess I need to clean up on the details here. Regardless, what this is a dose dependent. So anyways, what they're showing us is that with the Metapower, you can see there's way less fat deposition. With no Metapower, way more. Okay, you can see the difference. All right, moving on. So that's Metapower. You can kind of pick your options. Now, I don't personally think the gum is going to give you as much potency as the oil, the beadlet, or the soft gel, but I think the gum is really meant to be more of like used for sugar cravings, but that's my own personal opinion. And I haven't asked that from doTERRA directly, but it just makes sense that you're getting like the full drop in the oil, the soft gel, and the beadlet. Now, the next thing that we can do, we've just talked about how to improve glucose response on a cellular level and how to curb sugar cravings. But what if we could also improve the burst of glucose as it makes its way onto the scene? Your body naturally is going to have a little bit of glucose burst. So when you eat your food, you break it down and then glucose gets released through the gut into the bloodstream. As a result, there's a burst of glucose. Oh, make sure you're muted. As a result, there's a burst of glucose into the bloodstream and there's a burst of insulin into the bloodstream. Okay. So when that happens, that's a normal response. Okay. But if you had a really like glucose, sugar, carbohydrate heavy meal, doing this all the time, like the rebounds of the ups and the downs, it can actually accelerate aging and it can make us not feel good. It can affect like our energy. It can affect our mental cognition during the day. Okay.
I got it.
Okay. So if you could somehow blunt that, you would give your metabolism a running head start in being able to maintain with meals.
Try to alles damit.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so the way that you can do that is with doTERRA's Metapower Assist. Now, this is not an essential oil blend. This is an herbal blend. So inside of it, you have mulberry and berberine and cinnamon as the herb, okay? What's really cool about this is Metapower, mulberry has an enzyme in it mulberry has a sugar in it that interacts with the enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates in the gut. So as long as if that carbohydrate from the mulberry can work on this carbohydrate work on the enzyme that breaks down the carbohydrate, it can actually slow down how quickly the carbohydrate gets broken down in the gut. And if that can happen, if this can slow that down, then what it's doing is it's slowing down the carbohydrate, the glucose getting delivered into the digestive system, because your body can't receive the glucose until it's broken down the carbohydrate. And so what mulberry is doing is it's working on the enzyme to slow it down, so it takes longer to break down the carbohydrate in the gut.
So you wouldn't spike.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you have a slower delivery of glucose into the bloodstream, well, now we are blunting that glucose burst. We're making it like much slower into the bloodstream, and therefore also making sure that the insulin levels don't spike either. Isn't that so cool? I'm so excited about this. And so what you do with this one is you're going to take one before each meal, or one before your biggest meal. Now, if you're somebody that really has blood sugar issues and maybe you're somebody that wants to release extra weight, I actually think doing Metapower with your biggest 2 meals would give you a bigger result. Up to you. You can start with 1 with your biggest meal and then work your way up to 2, maybe the second month, and see how you do. Now, just to summarize, with affecting your meals, you want to sandwich your Metapower products, Assist before meals, and then the essential oil, whatever version you like, the soft gel, the beadlet, the oil itself, after your meal. So you're sandwiching your meal here. Okay. That would be ideal. Now tell this to my patients all the time. If you forget to take it before your meals, just take it with after the meal. It's still going to work. It's just, you could have a more optimal effect if you take it before, but you're going to have no effect if you don't take it at all. Okay. If you have questions, pop them in the comment section. Now, the next category for optimizing metabolism is cell health and genetic expression. And the way that we can affect this, especially using Metapower, is taking collagen and also providing your body with helping your body renew NAD levels, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. Well, actually, no, we talked about it now. Sorry. NAD is a cofactor that is required for your mitochondria to function properly. And then NADH, which is a downstream, it's made from NAD. Your body just, attaches a hydrogen onto it. Now you have NADH, acts as a really powerful antioxidant inside of the cell. And if you can have healthy levels of NAD and NADH inside of the cell, well, then you're not only fueling your mitochondria, which is this cute little pink structure here, but you're also protecting the DNA, which lives inside of this little yellow dot in here. Okay, so now we're getting into chemistry and biochemistry now, but I just wanted to give you a cute visual so you can see how these elements are really affecting the health of your cell and therefore your healthy metabolism. Now, also too, if we can support a healthy cell structure, then we would be furthering the support of that mitochondria, because your mitochondria does really require a healthy cell structure, because your mitochondria lives inside of your cells. The way that we can start to affect this is by taking a combination of collagen and also nutraceuticals that are going to support healthy NAD levels. So introducing Metapower Advantage. The Advantage is a powder, and everybody's going to buy it because they want collagen, and collagen is all the rage. I'm going to get into why collagen is so great for your skin, hair, and nails, but collagen is also really great for cell health. Okay. And that's how you're really having this direct effect on your metabolic health. Because remember, it's all about engaging with creating a healthy mitochondria. So Metapower Advantage is going to promote healthy aging, because if we can keep your structures healthy, your skin, your joints, and your cells, well, then it's going to be harder for you to feel the effects of aging. And then if we're affecting the cell, well, now we're affecting the biochemical elements of aging. Metapower, because of the collagen inside, is going to have an effect on your cognitive function, your connective tissue integrity. It's going to improve skin elasticity and firmness, which is the reason why I'm taking it so diligently. And then also it's going to have an effect on your blood vessels as well. In terms of how you take this, you'll take this one once a day. Now, there's a lot of things that make doTERRA's Metapower Advantage different than other collagens. In terms of just collagen, we're not even talking about the effects on the NAD levels, which is important. But if we're just talking collagen, there's a lot of collagen out there available. I know there's some really popular ones that are, used to have, up until really recently, used to have really great reputations. But unfortunately, I didn't know this until they started educating me on the difference between bovine or animal-based collagen versus marine-based collagen, but a lot of what's on the market has glyphosate in it. And so I actually just had a patient tell me that they were taking one very popular brand that comes in a blue container, and she noticed that every time she took it, she broke out in hives. Now, this particular patient has hyperhistamine response anyway, so it was just putting her over the edge. It wasn't the cause of it. There was other root cause factors, but it was just the thing to tip the scale. And I suggested, well, maybe it's the glyphosate levels in there that you just don't know about. And it's, of course, our cattle is exposed to this, whether we want it to be or not, and whether these farmers are trying to prevent that or not. So it just makes sense. Collagen coming from marine sources, you're not going to have the glyphosate levels in there because they're not sitting on farms or pastures or, anywhere near the sprays of the crops. So a collagen source is a little bit cleaner. Marine source is a little bit cleaner. doTERRA's, because of the way that they have delivered the collagen in a tripeptide form, makes it 12 times more bioavailable. Now, in terms of the statistics why aren't other companies creating collagen in a tripeptide form? They are, but only about 10%, I think it was 10 to 12% of the product is in the tripeptide form, if not less, What doTERRA is putting out there is 72% in the tripeptide form. And also it's not coming in a liquid. So there's a lot of collagen companies out there that deliver collagen in a liquid. Not a good idea, unfortunately. Then there has to be, once it gets interacted with liquid, it becomes activated. Once you do that, you have a very small window of time before it becomes rancid. And that's why they have liquid collagen companies have to add preservatives in there. So doTERRA has it in a powdered form. So it's activated by you with just water and they don't have to add anything else to it. There are 23 or 28 different types of collagen. I can't remember right now. doTERRA is making it so that there are 9 available in this single sachet. A lot of other companies only have 2 or 3 different forms of collagen. And there's a beauty bonus for those of you that are going to buy this because you think it's a beauty product like I do. So true, it is, because it's doTERRA, they're not just putting out a beauty product, okay? Like they're making it, they're packing it with these other components for your metabolic system, like the NADH and the NMN ingredients in there, which I'll talk about in a minute. But the other things that they've included in here is hyaluronic acid, which is a key ingredient, a key tool that your skin will use to improve elasticity and also to improve skin texture, which does change as we age. The collagen is going to be great for muscles and joint support. So if you are somebody that struggles with chronic pain, inflammation, or joint issues, this is going to be great for you. Something that I don't think people realize with collagen is when you have the right types of collagen, for example, we have collagen type 2. It's feeding your bone. So if you're somebody who struggles with like osteopenia, osteoporosis, and you're wanting to be proactive here, collagen type 2 is really important. Maybe you're somebody that struggles with DDD, degenerative disc disease, so like disc issues in your spine. Well, guess what? That's a collagen type as well, which is included in collagen type 9. You can see here. Collagen type 15 supports healthy brain, okay? And healthy brain aging, that's in here. So you can see there's a lot of intention behind doTERRA creating this type of, it really is like the best type of collagen combination out there. And they also included additional synergistic ingredients in addition to the collagen types. So we keep talking about mitochondria. There's 2 key ingredients here that speak directly to mitochondrial function and DNA protection. And that's the NMN and the NADH. I won't get too deep into that science today, but know this, if you go onto YouTube and you type in NAD supplementation, is that what you would type in? NAD?
NMN.
Oh, NMN supplementation. Yeah. There's like some crazy cool, like before and after videos on
After
there,
a year.
which I will share in our Metabolic Makeover e-course coming up. I'll show you guys that in just a second. It's really cool to see these people that have been paying to supplement with NAD, but it turns out it's actually a little bit better to supplement with the precursor, the NMN, and then the NADH. So then NAD is in the middle here. If you're looking at the pathway, the biochemical pathway, you're going to have better results doing it like this versus just the NAD, because NAD is not as absorbable as taking the NADH and the NMN. So kind of cool to kind of look at that kind of stuff. And then a couple things also I wanted to highlight here. There's liposomal vitamin C inside of this. How many of us have been taking that over the past year for immune system support? Clinically, in my functional medicine clinic, we have people take liposomal vitamin C when their connective tissue is really weak and they have chronic pain. So this is like, oh gosh, this is really like, I have a combo in my clinic that we've been having to use of 2 different powders that comes to like $140 to get those 2 products to get the results that I think Advantage is going to give you because of all of the ingredients here, the liposomal vitamin C and the different types of collagen. I think it's a better product than the 2 powders, and it's like literally half the price. It's insane. So this is just a stellar product that you can start implementing into your day. That's going to have a direct impact, not just on your mitochondrial function, but also like the physical feeling of your body. This was a cute slide I thought they had. Like, if you really look at all the ingredients and you price them online with various companies, it would cost you $314 to get everything that MetaPower Advantage is giving you for $84.50. I just thought that was a good price comparison. Now, the last piece that we're going to affect with the tools that we're talking about today is inflammation. If you can tame inflammation in your body, right away, you're helping your mitochondria stay healthy, and you're helping your cells, your DNA, express health and vitality. It makes sense. If you have a fire going on outside of your cells all of the time, do you think your cells are going to be able to function optimally? And the answer is no. So the way that we can impact inflammation, guess what? Metapower, loaded with polyphenols and antioxidants that help to combat inflammation. And how could we forget alpha CRS? Alpha CRS is like taking a fire extinguisher to the body. Now, these guys are not, you cannot substitute Metapower for alpha CRS, but you can use Metapower to accentuate alpha CRS. Just like you can't use Metapower, the whole line, to replace lifelong vitality, because it's not replacing your nutritional foundation. Lifelong vitality is giving you the nutritional foundation that you need to have the building blocks for metabolic function. We can optimize metabolic function, but only if you have the healthy building blocks here. And that's why lifelong vitality, I think, is such an important piece to mention here. We're not taking that away. Instead, we want to continue to reinforce that foundation, but then accentuate the benefits of lifelong vitality and accelerate how your metabolic system is functioning by bringing in the Metapower in addition to the lifelong vitality. Okay. Now let's summarize this in some simple action items. Step one, let's like get out a piece of paper and a pen if you're wanting to, like, okay, whatever. She gave me a ton of information. She's always fire hosing me. Let's like take a deep breath and let's just write down what all of this means in terms of action items. Okay. Yes, I've got a tip taste for you if you're having trouble with the taste. I personally love the taste of Metapower. I've been taking it now. This is day 9. I love it. I'm like craving it if I forget to take it in the morning, but I get it. If it's not your taste, it's fine. I'll tell you what you can do in just a second. So to summarize the action items here, step 1, take Metapower in whatever form you want, whatever form you prefer, the gum, the soft gel, the beadlets, the oil, and just use it during your day. Put it in your water bottle before you head out the door. Take the beadlets. I keep mine at my desk. Pop the beadlets during the day if you need like a refresher, because it is going to wake you up. There's a little bit of that peppermint in there. Take the gum with you. The gum is in my purse. I'll pull it out when I'm in the car. If I'm driving for a long time, you can just pop the gum. It'll wake you up. And then for more of those fat burning, for more of the, to blunt the fat storage, like we were talking about, you're going to want to take Metapower after your meal. Okay. Now, I don't think the gum is the best way to do that. I think you'll get a little bit of a response, but I know it's the full drop of the oil that you're really going after. So I would say if you're really wanting to blunt that fat storage response, take either a soft gel, 1 or 2 drops of the oil in a glass of water, or a couple of the beadlets to get that response. Step 2, let's slow down the glucose delivery into the bloodstream. Okay. If you can do that, you're going to give your body a greater chance to minimize fat storage as well, but in a different mechanism, and also make it so you feel more energized for a longer period of time. So you don't get the afternoon slump after your lunch or feel really groggy after dinner. This is also going to help encourage that you maintain healthy insulin levels, which is a really important part of weight loss as well. The Metapower Assist, that's not the oil. Remember, it's the herbal blend with the mulberry, the cinnamon, and the berberine. You take that guy before your biggest meal, or bonus, you take it before your 2 biggest meals. Okay. Step 3 is to take your Metapower Advantage, your sachet, in water any time of the day that you like. Step 4 is to include that Metapower system with your lifelong vitality pack. Keep doing that. That's going to ensure that you have all the building blocks you need to really let Metapower only focus on your metabolic system. It's going to accelerate the benefits of the metabolic shifting and makeover that we're really inviting you to go ahead and get started with. Okay. Now, I do want to let you guys know that we are launching a 30-day metabolic makeover challenge, and it's going to start October
1st.
No, 17th. That's day 1 of the 30. Okay. Day 1 of the 30, October 17th. Now, we are having a prep week begin on October 12th. So we want to invite you to join us. Here's what you have to look forward to in our 30-day challenge. We are actually giving you a 7-day meal plan. So this way, you know what to eat. If you don't know what to eat to support healthy blood sugar, we have a total like metabolically focused meal plan for 7 days. And we're not doing a full 30-day meal plan because quite frankly, like 30 recipes as a consumer is like so overwhelming to me. And I find that I'm most successful in dietary changes when I can be consistent with the foods that I'm eating. So we're giving you something that you can make like, these are the Monday dinners, these are the Tuesday dinners, Wednesday, Thursday. So you can just repeat it each week. And our hope is that by the end, you feel like you've really mastered these metabolically supportive meals, and you can continue to use some of these meals going forward as well in your regular day-to-day or weekly meal planning. So we're going to give you guys breakfast, lunch, and dinners for 7 days, and then you can repeat for the 30 days. And they're really easy. I'm a horrible cook. You can ask my husband. I can make these meals. Okay. So like you can do these too. And they taste really good. We're also going to support you in the challenge. If you join us live this time in a weekly Q&A. So me and Evan will pop in. We're going to do a 30-minute weekly Q&A. So this way, if you're getting started on the plan, you have questions, you're like, I'm not feeling great. Or maybe, can I take this at a different time or whatever? You can come in with your questions and we'll do live Q&A for you once a week. And then we're also going to do mini metabolic lessons that are going to get released each week. We have a hot topic. So like week 1, for example, we're really talking about habits. So how to implement the program. Week 2, we're really chiming in on the habits of food and how it's going to have a direct impact on your blood sugar. Week 3, we're getting into the science, getting even deeper into the science of these products and how they're having an effect on you. And then week 4, we're really going to be talking a little bit more about how you can implement this stuff going forward in a way that seems feasible and affordable for your budget. Okay. And my plan was to actually show you the app, but I don't think I updated it. So our whole, if you don't have the Wellness Abode app yet, you're going to want to get it. I'm going to show you what we've got so far. The Wellness Abode app is available in Google and Apple stores. So the app is this little, you can see it's actually this little icon here. And it says the Wellness Abode, and we are hosting this here where the megaphone is. You can see the megaphone. And we are going to make this free for everybody this first time we run it live. Okay. Oh, I didn't even mention we're doing weekly raffles. Oh my God, that's huge. And we have like cool gifts going out every single week for people that participate. So we're going to have like a testimonial post, and we want to hear all of your wins, like your weekly wins. And anybody that posts in that chat is going to be entered to win a raffle, and the raffle gifts are good. Like we're not just raffling away like free petty grain, like we're going to raffle away really good stuff. And then if you are a part of the oil team, of course, you're invited. If you're not a part of our oil team, this is free this round. And then going forward, we plan on doing this once a quarter, and we'll make it available to our app subscribers and to our oil team for free, no additional charge. But if you don't pay for our app, the app is free, but we have stuff that you have to be a member to pay to get access to. First round, we're doing it for free. After that, you'll have access to it, of course, as a paid member. Does anybody have any questions for me? Okay, a couple of things. Somebody said they don't like the taste of the advantage. Okay. I just want to say something in a loving way. Okay. And I'm going to tell you how to make it taste better, but to get all of those benefits and to have the taste be perfect, it's impossible because they're not going to add sugar or other synthetic sweeteners to alter the taste. Okay. So if you don't like the taste, if it helps, just think about all of the benefits that's inside of that advantage. Okay. Secondly, if you pick your favorite oil, like tangerine or grapefruit, or even the Metapower oil, that'll tweak the taste a little bit and hopefully make it so that it's more tangible for you. Personally, I love it because up until this point, I was doing those powders I was talking about in my clinic, and they taste terrible. So this to me is like a dream come true, but it's all perspective. Okay. Yes, Pamela, if you don't, hey, Pamela, I'm so glad you're on here. Hello, hello. Yes, we have it available on Android. Just make sure you're looking for, you can see this little icon here. this is the icon that you're looking for, but it has a white background. If you have any trouble, screenshot it and send us an email to hello@thewellnessabode.com. I want to just mention that Google Play has a really old version of our first app that we never made live. And it also has the new one. The new one has a cream background with this little house icon here in this color, but the background is cream. So just look for that icon.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah. Also, the MetaPower kit is available October 1st. So if you want to participate in our challenge, make sure you order it within the first few days because we are getting started in October. I wanted it done before Thanksgiving. So we are starting October 1st. October 17th, place your order so you have plenty of time to get it before we kick off on October 17th.
Okay. Hi guys. My wife talked about very quickly at the beginning. This whole thing is about anti-aging, and the best hack that we can have to make sure that we age gracefully is to keep our mitochondria functioning well, right? And that's where the NAD comes in to this whole situation. There's something called the electron transport chain, and it's just some things happen, but NAD picks up a hydrogen, and then it goes through a chain and it drops off the hydrogen and it picks up hydrogen and drops off hydrogen, picks up hydrogen, and it does this cycle. It's called the NAD cycle, right? Whenever it drops off a hydrogen, that hydrogen, enough of those end up making ATP, which is energy, right? So if you think about NAD like a taxi cab, right? As you get older, you start having less and less taxi cabs. So that means your mitochondria slows down. So then you get older, right? But if we can input more taxi cabs, then we can have this cycle going faster and faster and faster. And then it never slows down. If anything, it gets even faster. So instead of getting older, we just get younger. So that's why you take collagen.
Take a look at how you look. Like take a before and after of your face. Like I don't think Evan and I are aging from here on out.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
or you just take a look how you used to look, and then you could look like that again, right?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just want to give you guys a little preview. We have new pictures coming out. We just took photos for it today with our friends, our amazing photographers and friends here. But I just want to give you guys a preview. The bonus of having everything at your fingertips, like doing the 30-day in the app, is you don't have to go onto Facebook, find the group, figure out where the new video is. Like it's all going to be right here, beautifully categorized with gorgeous photos. We're going to have great videos for you. Our goal is to make this learning process really seamless for you so that you can stay encouraged, because encouragement happens when you see results. And also when your brain, especially nowadays, our brains are looking for information to qualify our decisions. Your brain is always looking for a physical justification for it and for a mental justification. Our goal with doing this challenge and providing you with the information is to help you really logically understand how this is working so that you can give your body the time to gain those results. I think you'll start feeling differently within the first week or so of taking this stuff, because what you're doing is you're speaking directly to that system that Evan's talking about, to the mitochondria, which is really where your energy is coming from. So make sure you download the app if you haven't already. This is not available right now, but this is what it's going to look like. This is going to be made live officially on October 12th, this little screen here, and it's going to be in this position here with the megaphone. We're going to come up with a new icon here, but it'll be right here on the app. So make sure you've downloaded it and joined if you haven't already done that. So okay, I think we've covered all of it. Lori said she's adding tangerine to Advantage, so she loves that taste. That's awesome. I don't think you guys have any questions. So if that's it, I think we'll go ahead and wrap up. And if you do have a question, feel free to unmute at this point. Okay, but other than that, you guys, we'll see you in the app for our kickoff October 12th with our kickoff week. Okay, thank you for being here. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Lori. Bye.